Hello. Sorry, I'm just a couple of minutes late. I'm just like all ragged. I was just doing a live drawing on my Facebook page. Hence, I did quickly wash my hands, but it's why my hands are very dirty. And I just had to reset things up for this stream. So welcome. Hello, my name's Leanne Peters. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook, and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And this is our healing event, our personal healing event for patrons. I have 2 healing events for patrons each month. One is the healing list event, which most of the patrons are on. So they're the people that pledge $15 or more for the month. And then I have more of a personal healing event, which is this one, and that's for our $50 US patrons or higher for the month. So we have 4 patrons that I'm connecting with for this particular event. If you're not one of them, then I trust that you will still receive something helpful for you. I've been hosting these types of things for a very long time, and I often have people emailing me saying how much other people's guidances or healing times resonated with them. So if you're open to it, you can certainly receive something that's helpful and supportive for you during our this healing time. So I'm especially connecting with, or specifically connecting with, not in this particular order, with Carol White, with KantiDevi Wedad, with Radzy, and with Courtney Smith. So I look forward to connecting with all of you. I've got your names on a piece of paper in my little bowl so that I can just pick you at random and connect with you then. Hello, Valentina. Lovely to see you. Thank you for stopping by. And you're going to watch the replay later. Wonderful. So I'm going to pull a healing energy card for each person that I'm connecting with. If you want to be a part of this personal healing experience next month, then you're very welcome to sign up and register through my Patreon page, which the link should be in the video information, wherever that's stored at the moment. Where did my chimes go? Oh, maybe they're still out on the table. Okay, well, we'll use the singing bell to begin with, just to create this space. So take a nice deep breath, especially our 4 people who are receiving. And if you're not one of those, you can still take a nice deep breath and trust you've been led here for a reason. So I'm going to play the singing bell just for a couple of minutes and then I'll get started. So nice big breath. Think about letting go of your worries, your stresses, the pressure that you're under, basically clearing the way for the healing energy to come through. Wonderful, thank you. Okay, so before I start, just a couple of things. First of all, I'm highly sensitive to energy, and I pick up, I guess you could say, what's loudest in the person I'm connecting with's vibration. Whatever's loudest is going to get my attention first. Hi, Anita, lovely to see you. So I'm highly sensitive to the energy, so I'm going to be feeling energy in my body as I connect with the individuals. I know my body really well, that I know what's not my energy, so I can talk through those subtle feelings that I have in my body as I connect with people. I also receive visions and intuitions, if you like, as I connect or as I tune in. So I then interpret those energies and subtleties, what I'm picking up. I interpret those as best as I can. I have had a lot of experience doing this, and I've had a lot of experience doing this distantly. So it's kind of hard to explain, but I've been connecting distantly for over 14 years with people who aren't sitting right next to me. I think that that's really taught me all those years ago in this whole journey how to trust more in my intuition and the really subtle things that I sense as I connect with people. So as I connect with you, or if you're open to receiving something helpful during our time together today, just remember to take on board what resonates and what feels right and let the rest go. So if it doesn't make sense right now, it doesn't matter. Just let it go. It's okay. I don't hold anything back because one, it would block the flow of energy, and two, I don't feel it's my business to decide on your behalf whether I think you're ready to hear something or not. So everything I pick up, I'm going to share, and I'm going to be connecting with my 4 individuals for 10 or 15 minutes each, and then I'll move to the next person. So if anything comes up that feels heavy, or you experience pain in your body, or a shift of emotions, which is very common when doing energetic work, then I recommend that you work with your out breath, with your breathing, and breathe out and let go. So your letting go and your surrendering is going to help this energy shift and move. The more you hold on, the more it's going to also block the energy. So let's connect with the first person. So this is my first patron that I'm connecting with, is Courtney Smith. So I don't know if you're listening or connecting live, Courtney, but it doesn't matter if you're connecting live or later to the replay. Take a nice big breath, a nice big full breath. And I'm going to start the connection by pulling a healing energy card. These are the healing energy cards that I created. So let's pull one and see what it is, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so the healing energy card for you, Courtney, is 23, the bridge between the heart and throat. So this is really reminding you to say what you feel from your heart and think about how much you're doing that or how little, and you might be speaking more from what you think you need to say or what you think other people want to hear rather than the depths of your heart. So this is very much about communications and clearing those blocks. Share from your heart. Say what you feel. So that's that card. I'm kind of imagining now that that's been put aside, and I want to connect with you in a blank way, being open to whatever needs to come through. I have no idea what we're going to do at this point. So nice big breath. Okay, the first thing I'm connecting with for you, Courtney, is an energy here at your lower back that looks like a plank of wood that's been nailed to another plank of wood in a T shape. And this T shape, this part, is actually kind of wedged in to your lower back. And this other plank hard up against your back. And it's actually feeling really super tender back there at the moment. So it feels very tender. Now this area of your body is your the back of your sacral chakra, and your sacral chakra is your center for emotional, sexual, and creative energies. So there's something connecting here with the past because it's sitting in the back area of your sacral chakra. So there's past emotions that are feel to be blocked up, I guess is the best words to use right now, blocked up in your sacral chakra. It feels very heavy and thick and solid, this block. So the wood feels very chunky, very solid at this time. And I almost feel like if I laid down now on my back, that it would feel like I had something there, like I was laying on a block of wood, a little block of wood. So it feels uncomfortable. I guess is an easy word to use. It doesn't feel comfortable there. Now, as I talk about this too, it's shifting up energy here in your throat. So there's something here shifting around your throat chakra, which is your center for communication, expression, and truth, and feeling safe to speak your truth and feeling safe to be who you are. And I feel this emotional block is directly connected here. It's making me feel a bit sickly as I feel this back energy that's blocked around the lower back is actually moving now towards the front as well. So it's expanding out into the front of your sacral chakra and making me feel a little bit sick and a little bit nauseous, which is actually a good sign because it tells me the energy wants to move up and out. But it does feel heavy and sickly in the belly now. So there's old emotion that feels heavy. And it feels like it's holding you back at this time. It's probably also holding you back from really being able to speak up and say what you feel and say what you need to say. It almost feels like a lump in the throat here and a swallowing down of words. So there's something that feels like it needs to be said or expressed. And, I think that's something that's really important to remember, that it's not necessarily about the words that we need to say to someone else, and sometimes it is, but it's usually more about just expressing the words and getting them out. So it could be writing them in our journal or having a conversation with a friend, someone that won't judge you and that will listen. And just that act of expression will help actually get this energy moving out, especially the energy that's sitting here in the throat, which feels quite agitated at the moment. So it's really wanting to be expressed. So back down to the sacral chakra energy, which feels very heavy. It's like if your belly here or your torso was a bag. It's like a very heavy, something that you've drunken that's very heavy and sitting very heavy in your belly. So it feels quite heavy, it feels quite old, and it feels very, when I look into your sacral chakra, it feels very milky, thick, milky, almost like off milk, but very sort of heavy in there as well, like it's all just sitting at the bottom, very heavy of your sacral chakra. So, and it feels very liquidy, so there's a lot of emotion that's stored in here, and I feel like you've stored this emotion in here for a long time. Since you're about 5, I see, I'm being drawn to you at the age of 5, or around that time period where I feel you started to suppress your emotions and who you are and how you really felt about things. And over the years, it's like it's just layered up, if you like, on top of each other. But it kind of also sinks into each other as well, these energies. So we need to move these energies out. So my spiritual surgeon stepping forward, that's Marion, and he's a white light being. So if you're quite psychic or open, if your intuition's quite strong right now, you may get flashes of white around me. That would be my spiritual surgeon. So he's come through and he wants to do some work on you, and he makes an incision around the lower part of your belly, so really quite low down. He makes an incision there with a tool that looks like a laser tool to me, and splits that open and squeezes out all of this heavy energy that's been sitting in there. It's like a balloon, and all this milky off sort of heavy energy just kind of stacking up down the bottom. So with this incision, it's all starting to come out, and it's very chunky and off. So it's like curdled milk, I guess, is how it looks, and it doesn't smell that nice either. So there's a bit of a toxic sort of feeling here. So negative energies too that have been stored in there. Toxic energy. Toxic emotions that you've been feeling that have actually been holding you back and are holding you back today. And these toxic emotions feel especially toxic or negative emotions that you've had about yourself recently, but especially in the past, which is that back energy that I was talking about before. So just letting that stuff pour out. So just letting it go through there and just squeezing that last part out. And he now just clears up this area, fills it up with this beautiful, very soft, soft orange light, but it's very soft and pastel-y. And now he fixes that incision and seals that shut. Now he's going around to the back area here where these planks of wood are, these chunks of wood. They're not even really planks because they're only about this big. They're very chunky and quite thick and very heavy, almost like pulling you back through the lower back area. So let's see how we need to get this out. And we're just going to pull it straight out, straight from the back. So Marion gets behind you and just pulls very slowly these blocks of wood out of your sacral chakra. And it leaves a square, deep square indentation in there. So he fills that up with this soft orangey pastel light as well. and just kind of seals this whole area and puts the wood to the side where it just returns back to energy, back to love. And same with that curdly energy that came out of the front area. So it feels to me like a really deep purging on an emotional level through your sacral chakra. Now your throat area, let's just bring our attention back up to here. I'm getting a cross, and the cross that goes this way, the sign I get for a cross is a misunderstanding or a disagreement that's been had that's very much contributing to the heavy energy or the blocked energy, we could say, here in your throat chakra. So to do with your communications and your expression of your truth, your voice, who you are. So I feel like you're really being encouraged to let this misunderstanding go. That if you can put your sword down, the other person's going to have to put their sword down because they've got no one to fight with. So it's not necessarily about you putting yourself on guard or feeling you have to defend yourself or get into the battle of whatever this disagreement is. But if you can let your arms down, if you can let your sword be laid on the table and almost come to your own truce with this, where you just don't have the energy and you're not interested in the fight, that's going to really change this situation. And that's going to release a lot here in your throat chakra and the upper area of your heart where this energy is sitting. So I want to just fill up this area now too with really nice deep blue light, just to help bring a balance to your throat chakra and what you need to say. Please also know that your path ahead is clear. It may be a bit of an incline at this time. You may be about to sort of walk uphill, and your path might be inclining a little bit. So it might be a little bit of a, what would you say? A tiring walk, these next couple of weeks, but I feel it's going to be worth it. So you're going through a time period, almost like an initiation of sorts, a passing of tests that's going to be perhaps a little bit draining on you. So balancing your rest time with your activity and also keeping yourself motivated to keep going is probably going to be very important. So thanks, Courtney. I'll grab a combined, I usually grab an animal card to finish here just to wind the energy and the connection up, but I didn't bring my animal kingdom. So I've got my combined deck here, and I'm just looking for a card that you need to know to move forward, and just anything else that wants to be added here or confirmed. And we'll go with this. It's a speed of light. And we have, look at this, initiation. And I just said that this path that you're walking up, this incline, I guess it's going to feel a bit like an incline, is an initiation, a test that you're going to go through. So any initiation is something that you've already learned before. So remember, your initiations are like your exams at the end of the study period. So you've already been through, you've already learned the stuff that you're about to be initiated on and that you're about to be tested on. So that's a really great thing to remember, that whatever it is that you're going to be faced with, that you will be able to conquer it, because you've already been learning that, at least in recent months. So you will pass the initiation and move to the next level of your mastery. So the next level, level of your path. And there's an upgrade here, because initiations and those kind of exam tests that we face in our life, they bring us up to the next level. That's if we pass them. We have to pass them first. So trust that you will pass it, and just remember that you've learned whatever it is that you're going to be tested on. So it might be a different situation, a different person, but you've certainly been learning or already been tested on this stuff. So this is like the final test, the initiation. So thanks, Courtney. I trust this resonates, and thanks so much for your support. Namaste. Okay, great. Next, let me pull from my little bowl. Next, I'm connecting with Radzy. So Radzy, take a nice big breath and we'll see what's loudest in your vibration at this time for your healing time. Now, if you're new to watching, you just popped in, then welcome. I'm connecting with 4 of my Temple of Balance patrons specifically. This is their personal healing time, which is part of the Patreon reward level that they are pledging at. If you want to become a part of that, you're very welcome to. If not, you're very welcome to listen and connect and be here, because I trust that you've been led here for a reason, and I trust that something shared, even though it might be in someone else's name, will be helpful and supportive for you if you're open to it. We have to be open to that for us to be able to receive it. So don't be blocked off just because it's someone else's name that I'm connecting with, because I'm sure you've been led here for a reason. So Radzy, here's your card. It's Mental Healing, card 19. So this is about clearing the thoughts and the energy that's stuck or stagnant in your mind. So take a nice deep breath. Actually, the first thing I'm picking up is area at the back of the heart chakra. So this talks about the heart chakra, which is your center for love, love of self, love of others, love of all creation, and also our center for acceptance. And that there's some old stuff that's stirring up in the back of your heart chakra from the past. So this is something close to your heart from the past. It could even be connected with a past life, but it's getting my attention now. It feels very tingly and almost sparkly. Electric is sort of the feeling here of the energy. And I see this as like a sticker, like or a wax strip, a wax strip in a circle, or a sticker or a band-aid, but it's quite large and it's sticking all the way around the back of your heart chakra. So I feel like we need to pull this off, and this represents your old, the old wounds that you carry from the past that are connected and directly linked in with your heart chakra, and directly, excuse me, I'm tripping over my words, directly connected with love. And your blocks in love, your blocks with self-love. And I want to remove this. So it's like a wax strip, ouch, or a big band-aid, ouch, that I need to take this off. I need to remove it. It feels like a foreign thing that's been placed there. It's been placed there to cover up. It's been placed there to cover up. It's been placed there to cover up how you really feel about yourself, is the feeling here. And underneath this, there's a butterfly. So there's a really beautiful pink, it's like a magenta, purpley pink, butterfly that sits underneath this sticky circle. So your transformation's coming from this. So and there's also a dragonfly around, which shows me that you're shifting out of illusion and further into aligning with your truth. So there's a dragonfly kind of buzzing around. There's a butterfly that sort of feels like it's frozen in time, stuck under this sticker. And this feels like a transformation period for you in regards to your self-love especially, and shifting out of illusion and further into the truth of who you are. So let's remove this sticker. Okay, so I just imagine myself behind you, and I just pull away the top part of this sticker or this wax strip. I used to be a beautician, or I'm an ex-beautician, I could say, so I know all about waxing. And this is kind of what it feels like, all those hairs preparing to be pulled out. But I feel like the hairs are like, and the pain that's preparing to come about is connected with the wounds that are holding this block, I guess, in place. The block, we could say, or this wound. So just pulling the top bit back, and then we're going to rip this off on 3, because there's no point doing it slowly. It's better off to be done quickly. So we're going to get ready to rip this off on 3. So take a nice big breath and prepare yourself. Feel and ready yourself, if you like. Okay, so on 3, 1, 2, and 3. Ripping off this sticky circle, and just surrendering this now to the earth, where it just returns back to love and just back to the energy that it is. And you're left with this kind of raw, almost like a sunburn looking circle, quite large, at the back of your heart. So your middle back there, or your upper back actually, in between your shoulder blades. And there's like an impressed, which looks like a dried flower. I don't know if you used to do this when you were younger, but I used to collect flowers and then press them in a book, or there was a special press, and then after a few weeks or a few months or years, if you forgot about it, you'd open it up and find this dried pressed flower. And that's what this butterfly looks like. It's like a dried up, pressed in, pressed, very flat butterfly in beautiful, very rich pink colors. So pink to me is about love, it's about support, and this butterfly's transformation. And I feel like it's almost laying dormant, waiting to be revived. So there's a part of you that's waiting to be revived, a part of you that's been sitting dormant, if you like, waiting to transform and waiting for the perfect moment to be revived again. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to revive this butterfly. So actually just peel it off, because it's just like a flattened, compressed flower. Just pull it off and hold it in your hand, in your left hand. And as you hold it in your left hand, it's like the warmth of your hand is already starting to fill up the butterfly with life again. So it's turning from like a paper, dried, flat butterfly, and it's starting to come to life. So it's starting to revive itself. Now, as it revives itself, the redness, that sunburny kind of feeling here at the back of your heart is starting to soothe and we could say melt away, if you like. So it's actually also healing the back of your heart. So this butterfly revives itself and comes to sit here on the palm of your hand. And on the other palm, the dragonfly comes to sit. So you've got a butterfly in your left hand and a dragonfly in your right hand. So again, the dragonfly is usually about illusion and shifting from illusion into truth. And the butterfly is very much about transformation, just generally, but there's lots more about those insects. And you bring both of your hands together and join these together. And they join together and merge as one, as love and transformation merges with your truth. So this is a merging of love and truth coming together. So the aqua, greeny blue, shimmery energy of the dragonfly meets that rich pink of the butterfly, and they come together, love and truth combined, and emerge. They merge into your palms combined. And it's like this energy merges into your palms, this shimmery, deep, pinky, purpley energy, and it flows down from the center of your palms all the way through your arms on both sides and directly into your heart. So this is about the expression of your heart and your expression of love in what you create and what you express and what you do and what you receive and what you balance in the balance as well with your hands and with your palms. So it feels very interesting. Let's grab a card now just to finish this off, Radzy. So nice big breath, and we'll see what wants to be added here to this time period of your connection. Oops, I'm just tossing cards everywhere, it seems. So the best card you need to tie this up, Radzy, is this here. It's the jellyfish. So this is about allowing yourself to be vulnerable and sensitive and align further and deeper with your flow. And especially the flow of your love, the flow of love, the flow of truth. And the bringing of those together, to me, feels like a more organic, deeper depth of love. So it feels like truth and love combined feels deep. Love on its own feels beautiful, but it feels in some way on the surface. And truth feels almost a little bit, well, beautiful, but also a little bit isolated in some ways when it's not combined with love. So there's a feeling of these two matching in some way, that they're like magnets drawn to each other. So allow yourself to flow with this new depth that you're moving to, and that includes letting yourself feel sensitive and vulnerable when you feel like that. So thanks, Radzy, and I trust that resonates, and thanks for your support. Namaste. Okay, thank you. Let's put my healing energy card back. And our next person, I've got two more I'm connecting with, is Carol White. So Carol, take a nice big breath and we'll see which healing energy card you need, and then we'll see what is loudest in your vibration. So the healing energy card for you is soul chakras. So this is very much about balance and grounding. So balance and grounding, let's just put that aside and I'm just going to tune into your energy. Okay, so the first thing I'm picking up is like something that you're wearing around your neck that looks like a bead necklace, and the beads are quite large in my opinion, so probably a good 1.5 centimeters across, and they're blue, so they look like lapis lazuli beads that are sitting here around your neck, so around your collarbone. And it feels like you've been gifted these, you've been given these. These are part of your reward, if you like, for all the work that you've done. All the work that you've done in the last 6 months on establishing who you are, and establishing who you are at a deeper level and becoming more comfortable with your truth and who you are. And I feel like you've done a lot of, I see a propeller, so a lot of propelling yourself forward and propelling yourself into areas that are icky and dark and difficult to face. So you've propelled yourself there and you've put yourself out of your comfort zone. And part of the gift of that given to you by one of your loved ones in spirit is this necklace, this lapis lazuli necklace. And even though it sits around your throat here, it actually also encompasses your heart. So your heart chakra area is included in this. And it feels like a heart gift that's been given. So you might want to look up lapis lazuli just to get a bit more information about that if you want to. Or lapis lazuli, which I love the way that flows, but it doesn't matter how you say it. Okay, now I'm being drawn to your spine area. So the gift has been given and now we're back to work, if you like. So I'm being drawn to your spine area and it feels like a spinal energetic flush is in order. A clearing out, a purging of your spine. So what I see now energetically is almost like a fire hose that's been tapped in here or connected up to your crown chakra, and it's turned on and totally flushes out your spine and your major energy center here from your crown chakra all the way through your third eye and down through your spine and out your tailbone. And the force of this is actually moving little bits of debris, little bits of muck and toxins that have been kind of clogging up the pipe, if you like, of your spine and of that energy center. So the force of this water, the force of this energy is clearing the pipes or clearing your center pipe. So just allow that to clear out for now. And it's also shifting the pipe that feels like another pipe here that goes across your shoulders. So almost like a T that's going across here. So it's pushing down and flushing and pushing also across, across and flushing out through your shoulders. So flushing out burdens that you've been carrying and they're sprouting off your shoulders, just like a waterfall coming off the sides here of your shoulders. So flushing and just letting yourself clear out through your shoulders and through your spine. So clearing the burdens. The shoulders are where we carry burdens. So clearing that stuff away. So there's a lot of just grimy, gunky stuff that's at the back side of your spine, the back side of your system here. So it's just past stuff that's clearing out. And you're just surrendering that through your tailbone. And it just washes away into the earth where it just returns back to energy and back to love. Hi, Julie. Lovely to see you. So just letting that happen for now. And that just continues. Okay, so now the hose is starting to soften or back off, slow down, and turns off and that hose is taken away. And now you're left feeling very flushed out and very clear, like you've been through this really nice, beautiful purging through your body and through your spine. And now down to your feet. And I see your feet want to be placed in, it looks like a mud to me. So like I get this feeling of a very rich, volcanic, organic kind of mud. So very liquidy, but very muddy. And you dip your feet in just to above your ankles into this mud. It's very rich brown, so very dark brown. And just letting your feet soak up. It feels like the minerals that it wants to soak up. Soaking up the love and soaking up the minerals. Soaking up the energy of the earth for grounding and helping just bring you back to earth a little bit. So it feels to me like you might have become a little bit ungrounded, we could say, and that this energy is now just helping bring you back to earth, bring you back to this moment and the reality of now and what you can do, now. Okay, Carol, let's grab a card to top this off or tie this up, see what it is. So thank you. I trust you're feeling good and everyone's feeling good who's connecting. Did you feel that purging as well? Hi, KantiDevi. Great timing, because you'll be next. Because you're the one that's left. So, Carol, you've got a Speed of Light Oracle card too, and it's the prayer card. This talks about your prayers being heard and your prayers being answered, or we could say your intentions, your requests for help have been heard. So make sure you stay now in your heart and receive the energy, the grounding, the nourishment that you need at this time while you wait for your prayer, your request for help, or your request for whatever it is that you desire to come to fruition. So improvement is coming too, that your requests for improvement are also on their way. But stay centered in your heart, feels to be important. So thanks, Carol. I trust that makes sense. And thank you so much for your support. Namaste. Great, thank you. That means last on my list, or next, is KantiDevi. And I can see you're here, so that's extra special. So KantiDevi, take a nice, deep, big breath. And we'll see which healing energy cards wants to come up for you. And then I will tune in. Okay, you have this. It's self-acceptance. So this is very much about accepting who you are. Usually it's quite specifically to connecting with your body and accepting your body, accepting how things are with your body, especially if things have changed and have moved to a certain position or a certain place within your body. But in general, acceptance, true acceptance of yourself. So let's tune in, KantiDevi, and see what's loudest in your vibration at this time. Okay, so the first thing that I'm seeing is it a pillar? Looks like a post. That's what I want to say. It's a post. So it's a very tall, thin looking post, and it's right in front of you. So you could easily reach out and almost hug it. So it's closer than arm's length away. So it's just here right in front of you, about a foot away, is this post. And it's really high, and it's a mousy brown sort of colour. And it feels very solid, and it's upright, very tall. But it also, I get this feeling that it embeds down into the ground. So it goes down into the ground as well. So it's this post. Why the heck would you have a post right in front of you? Is the question I'm asking. It feels like this post walks with you, which is really weird. It feels like every step you take, this post is there. And it feels like sometimes you hide behind it. So it's like sometimes you shrink your energy somehow to this tiny little post sort of thickness, and you hide behind the post. And it's like this almost like a comfort or a safety net, if you like, that you carry with you everywhere you go. A bit like I guess, like a safe, comfortable blanket, your protective blanket. This is like a protective post that you hide behind and grasp onto. So I don't know if you often need something to hold or something to have something to help you feel comfortable, but it sort of feels like this is a comfortable zone that you've created for yourself quite a while ago, and it moves with you. So everywhere you go, this post is there, and you may see it as something different, but this is how it's presenting itself to me at this time. So it feels like you put this there, that you anchored this there quite a while ago to protect yourself, to keep yourself in some ways held back, because I feel like there's something about hiding behind this, especially when you feel vulnerable. So it feels like a safe place for you. But it feels like you're kind of growing bigger than your ability now to shrink yourself up to this post. So it's becoming increasingly difficult for you to hide behind this post. Maybe the post is getting thinner, or maybe your energy is expanding. But either way, it's becoming more difficult for you to hide. And I feel like that's what you've been doing, hiding and having that there ready to hide behind whenever you need to. And I feel like this is something really to be, I want to say, careful of or be aware of, that, you don't really want to be hiding yourself or holding yourself back. And this is connected here with your sacral chakra, so there's a creativity thing here as well. And stepping out of your comfort zone creatively, and not hiding yourself creatively. As I say this, there's energy moving in your left hip, which tells me that there's a part of you kind of stuck in the past in regards to your blocks and hiding yourself creatively. And I feel like you've really been encouraged to step forward now creatively, and step forward as the creator of your life, as the master creator of your experience. And to do that now, we're going to have to get rid of this post, I'm afraid. I feel like we're just going to need to get rid of this. We need to remove it, because it's your crutch and you don't need this. It doesn't need to be there. Maybe it needed to be in the past, but it certainly doesn't need to be there now. So you're growing bigger than this post. It's not even hiding you anymore, like how you used to be able to hide behind it. Great. Thank you. So KantiDevi says she's ready. So I'm getting ready too. Let's see how we're going to do this. It looks to me like the top of the post for some reason is capped off with like this silvery metal plate. So it's capped off there, and I feel like it's capped off at the bottom. I don't know what the significance of that is, but that's just how I'm seeing it. And we need to remove this, and I feel like you need to actually remove this. So I see you moving your arms around this post, actually grasping it, picking it up out of the ground, because you're very strong. You've got very strong energy, and you're ready to remove this. So that's another reason why it's moving easily. So if you were still rigidly holding it in place and you were stubborn and you didn't want to let it go, it's going to feel heavier. It's like the cat this morning when I was trying to move her off the chair where she was sleeping, and she just made herself so heavy. So, this energy could be heavier if you weren't willing to let it go, but you are. So you've grasped this now, and you just pull it straight up out of the ground and drop it to the ground beside you, where it just lays flat and just basically dissolves into the earth, because when it's not in play, it's just simply energy. So it just returns back to the energy that it is. And you already feel free. It's like it's a bit like jail bars that you'd been hiding behind, that had been trapping you in some way. So that's been removed, and you already feel so much lighter and larger energetically. and ready to take that next step in your life, especially on a creative level. The energy in your hip, your left hip that felt a bit stuck and heavy, has also shifted as well. So there's a feeling here of getting up to speed and getting back on track in your life. And you're, not needing to hide anymore, not needing to hide yourself, to hide behind the covers, hide behind the post. So there's a feeling now of you just sort of being almost exposed and letting your true self just shine, and allowing that to come to the forefront for your journey, at least for now. Let's grab a card here to tie this up, KantiDevi. So I don't know what it will be. We'll see what it is, obviously. So the card you need to know to tie this up and to move forward from here, or something to remind you or add, not sure. It's another Speed of Light. So no wonder why I needed to bring this deck in, because they've all been Speed of Light cards. Oh, well, I speak too soon sometimes, because this is a featured card, so it wants me to choose another card, which is this, of course, an animal kingdom. It's the giraffe. Okay, this is interesting. So you've got sensuality. So this is about reviving yourself, getting back into your life again. It's about, reinflating yourself if you'd been feeling a bit deflated in your life. It's about love. It's about taking your connection with yourself deeper. So acceptance and love. Depth, sensuality, a more sensual, intimate connection with yourself, which doesn't have to be sexual. It can just be a sense of closeness and intimacy that you welcome in your relationship with yourself, and also your relationships, or any important relationships in your life. And we've got the giraffe. So the giraffe says to look at things differently. So the giraffe really wants you to change your perspective. And I love how tall the giraffe is, because it almost feels now that you're peeking up, like from a taller, a higher perspective than before when you were hiding behind this post. So there's a feeling here of really stretching your neck up, your nice, tall, strong neck, and seeing things from a different perspective. But especially seeing love and life from a new perspective. Especially seeing your sensuality, your sensual, loving side from a new perspective. And allowing this to be part of the creativity and the way you create your life to be, is through the eyes of love, and through the perspective, those eyes of love, breath, passion, your new passion and revival and love for life. And that comes from this new perspective. So I trust that makes sense for you, KantiDevi. Thank you so much for allowing me to connect with you, and thanks also for your support, and namaste. Great. So thanks so much, everybody. Great. Thanks, KantiDevi. Wonderful. I'm so pleased. Thank you. So thanks so much for connecting. Thanks also for your support. If you want to be a part of this personal healing event next month, then please, you can register on my Patreon page at patreon.com/Temple of Balance. Great. And the link should be somewhere in this video. I don't know where it sits right now, because I've never watched a live stream on video on YouTube. So thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day. Thanks, Julie. And yeah, thank you. If you want to learn more about my work in general, just please have a look at templeofbalance.com.au. And I'll chat with you again soon. So thank you, and namaste. And I'll be back tomorrow, actually, for another healing event for patrons. So that will be tomorrow at 2 o'clock, which will be in about, I don't know, about 16 hours from now. So I might see you then. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Namaste. I can never find where to finish this thing. Hold on. Oops. Oh, thanks, KantiDevi. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Bye.